I'm going to go ahead and accept this fertilizing contract before I get going this morning, because that's actually a great payday. And I'm going to run over here and I'm going to get the strawberries picked up. You'll notice the pallet is gone off the greenhouse. I did rent a telehandler and spend probably 30 minutes messing around before I finally got it off. You can see I picked that one up and it immediately replenished. So there was definitely more overnight available. I'm also going to see, because this is going to fill up this level, I'm hoping I can do a third level and that the straps will still hold. So I guess we'll get a chance to try that out. But let's pack these nice and snug, because I think I can fit all these on here except for one. There we go. And yeah, at this point, because I don't want to have any possibility of this thing getting stuck again, I'm kind of trying to drag the pallets away before I even try to pick them up. So in case they go bouncing or anything, they're away from the greenhouse. Alright. So the question is, if I go strap this on, yes, the strap does go over the top. So that is good. Let me get into my trailer with the pallet forks, and we'll also have honey from overnight. So we'll go take care of that. If I can get over here before 8 and move it, I'll be potentially able to see if it spawns another one. So I might be able to put 2 on the trailer this morning, but we'll see what happens. For now, I'll make sure I get this one on the trailer. Oops. And say I can probably get closer, and then it'll be less of a unknown. Oops. It is strapped down, so I'm running into it there. Oh, there is a pallet, but it does look like it's just a partial, which, whoops, forks aren't up high enough. Yeah, it's just got one box on it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll work on that fertilizing contract. Not sure if 1800 is going to be enough. I'm leaning toward it's not, but given that I'm trying to get enough money for fields, I'm trying to avoid spending anything other than what I absolutely have to. So what field are we on? 39, which is where? I don't know the map well. Oh, not too far away. But yeah, that's pretty large, but it's close enough, because it's actually, I think, right over here across the road. I'm going to go ahead and try it because it's not that long of a... Oh, I think my forks are down too low again. I guess there is a fence there. I might have been hitting that too. But yeah, the field is in here, so if I have to go get fertilizer, it's not that much further than where I'm at already. And at least I can make the give it the good college try to try to get this done with what I have, but looking at the size of that now, I think that is going to be supremely unlikely. But I'm here now, so at least we'll see how far we get, and then we'll know what we need to do. I tried to get around that sign, but I think I clipped it anyway. Alright. So the trick is, again, covering without over-covering, which is hard to do, obviously, with a planted field. So I will try to get this fertilized. If I need to go get more fertilizer, I'll go get one more big bag. I certainly won't need more than that. So that'll be another 1,800 that'll take us down, but we're going to get over 8,000, so we should net at least 7,000 and profit and get us to 34,000. And then I think our choices become a little more difficult. So we'll see how we do here. Alright, so we've completed the contract. We did it without needing to get any more fertilizer, which is great. But now our challenge is there's nothing simple up. Baling's going to take a bit. Maybe it won't be as bad as I think. We are going to have to borrow the items. So as much as I'm worried about this, because the last thing I want to determine is that it takes 3 days to do this contract, which then will mean October, November, December get burned up, and I'm not necessarily doing any better than I did, because I did an $8,000 contract. If I got those kind of fertilizing contracts every day, I can be done in a matter of hours, plus do other things. But we won't know unless we try it. So we're going to try it. We don't have to bring any equipment because they literally have leased everything to us. There we are. So we'll take a quick look at what we've got before I cut this off, and then I'll go do the work. I didn't realize that's what they would give us, so that's great, because then we can do it in one motion. I was worried we'd have to bale and then run over, pick up all the bales and wrap with the wrapper, but luckily this farmer gave us a combo unit. But basically we've got 4 jobs that need to happen. I've got to mow, windrow, bale and wrap, and pick up and deliver. It's a lot of money. Yes, it's 30,000. It'll definitely give us enough to buy at least one field, but don't know how long it's going to take. So there's a couple changes certainly that I ran into, and I may run around and bail up another one. We'll see. There's enough tufts around here that I think I can get one more bale at least out of it, but we'll see. May not be worth it for the few $100 it would be. So I had some challenges figuring out where to even place these. The first challenge ended up being, you can see Well, actually on this you can't see because it's on the baler. The baler lets you change the size of the bales, and that's a new thing in FS22 with the standard items. So the baler isn't just baling a set amount. There's 3 different sizes that are available. But what I didn't know was the largest bale size won't actually wrap. So I ended up doing 3 bales that way that for the most part basically were wasted. So and given that they were larger, I probably could have gotten 4 or 5 of these kind of bales out of it. So it's disappointing, but live and learn, and now I know going forward. So when I took those to the biogas plant, they wouldn't even take it. So I just kind of have them laying around the grounds, because I tried to go to 2 or 3 different areas before I realized, well, the contract is for silage bales, and my guess is that it's failing because they're not wrapped bales. They're likely grass bales. So, not quite sure what will happen. You know, maybe they'll vanish once I end the contract. Not sure, but either way, I had that problem. Then I also ended up changing to the small bale just to make sure I could get something to wrap, because I was worried that I was not understanding something on the wrapper and that I would need to do something to wrap the bales, but I realized that was likely not the case, but I wanted to test it. So I wrapped a few small bales, mainly because like once you start wrapping, it is already starting to bale the next size. So even though I changed the size pretty quickly, there was still a bale or 2. So I think I ended up with 3 bales that were of the smallest size. And the challenge with this trailer is it cannot mix and match bale sizes. It can only transport one size at a time. And part of that is, if you watch the trailer work, it adjusts based on the bale size that it's picking up. So it will widen itself a little bit and so forth. So I had to take those 3 separate bales here. That's when I verified that I could just drop them off. And then this is now my 3rd full trailer, and I was at about 75% at the end of the last one, and I was at about 39%. So as I said, I believe, you know what, I'm going to go over here because I'm worried this one is too full, although this one looks pretty full too. So I may end up having to pick these up. I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, is it not going to take these at all now? That's not good. So it's literally going to unload them. But I wonder... Oh, I think it's actually consuming them, but just very slowly. Interesting. But maybe if they're both laying here, they'll consume faster. I don't know. But I may have to move these around as well, so. Okay, that actually worked out to my benefit, because rolling over here, they'll be easier to get. Alright, so at this point I'm going to dump these here. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up the time. And you can see it's consuming things faster. So I should see bales start to vanish. Okay. So it seems to be kind of taking them from the bottom edge there, and then, because I think as long as they're on the concrete, they'll be consumed. Yeah, we've gotten 58,000 today, and we clearly have a significant amount of bales left. And then I'm going to go ahead and sleep. 40,000 in sold bales. Nothing else is selling, but it did sell them all. Because if it just didn't sell the one, I'll go and I'll bump that. Yeah, see it. So I'm going to go back to my saved game. Because basically I don't need to have spent that time. Although I don't know that it honestly matters if I do it now. It's not like I have that much to do, so I think I'm going to show up with my front loader. Alright, so as you can see, yeah, it seems we just kind of need to get near them, and then they kind of fall. And so I'm going to put these forks up a bit so that if I need to shove things, I'm not actually. Alright, so we may be in a position here where we're back to them having to just take some time and be consumed. This turned out to be one of the best things that we could have done from a money-making standpoint, clearly. Because it was a $30,000 contract. And yeah, I think it might be more realistic to run at 5 times speed, because at 10 times speed, it really was... we couldn't get a whole lot done. But yeah, we went... I think all in all, that made us $100,000. Because I think we were at 29,000 or something when we started. And, you know, there was some bread being sold. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and kind of wrap this up as, you know, we've gone into the next day. But obviously I wanted to kind of keep the bale contract in one episode. So you see what happened there, and we will pick up next time with the rest of our productions, loading up the strawberries, likely selling those off, because at this point I think I'm going to have a full 3 levels, given that I didn't collect them all day long, and I'm sure I'm going to get 7 or 8 pallets out of that. I'd be surprised if I don't. So we'll probably sell the strawberries, make a few thousand there, given the volume we have. And we'll see where we are with our eggs and other things, but we'll do that in the next episode. So I'll see you shortly at basically the same time, but in the next episode. Till next time.